Now, how bad is that?
It looked bad. It looked to be bleeding quite a bit. And there you hear a little yelp as they pushed to try and close that cut. The only way you can close the cut, you need the adrenaline. You've got to put pressure on. Now he's trying to push Richie Giacchetti out the way.
Let me take a look. Go underneath. Give me a look.
Can I hold pressure on him?
You can see Tyson now shouting to the referees, not happy. He feels that Holyfield butted him.
Yes, it looked as if that's what he was trying to say there. The heads did come close there. That could well have been the top of Holyfield's head, but I don't think it was deliberate. He was trying to load up for a left hook.
The situation here is if the fight has to be stopped because of that cut and it's deemed accidental before 4 rounds, it will be a technical draw or no contest. After that, they go to the scorecards. Now, Tyson goes for it at the beginning of round 3. Listen to the crowd. Suddenly, Tyson catches fire.
Well, this is where Tyson has to show character if he can regain the title. He's coming out full of aggression in this round, but what answers has Holyfield got?
Can Tyson sustain that aggression, though? A lot of people say about Holyfield, well, he doesn't produce good performances twice running. Only a glancing blow with the left hook from Holyfield.
Again, a little bit of rough stuff inside. Tyson just trying to use the forearm there, pushing Holyfield up with the forearm.
Good right hand from Tyson. He's done better in this 3rd round. Is he just beginning to warm to the task a little more? Holyfield says Tyson had better hope that he can produce a better performance because he knows the last one wasn't good enough against me. Look at that from Holyfield.
That was good, mixing it up well there. In the first fight, he threw good body punches, Holyfield, that landed.
Right hand from Tyson, looked a great shot, but Holyfield just sucked it up again. This man, whose wife is a specialist in pain management.
But this has been a much better round for Tyson. He's getting off first, he's landing with effective punches.
Oh, and some nasty stuff in there. There needs to be a bite almost. Holyfield is very unhappy. Look at this. It looked as if Tyson bared his teeth at one stage in the exchange.
Yes,
bit his ear.
He bit his ear. That's what Holyfield was in a lot of pain from that. You see the blood on the ear. That was definitely a bite.
Well, feelings are running very, very hot indeed in there. Holyfield was outraged by that. Now, what is the referee going to do about that? 1 point deduction for Tyson. 1 point deducted from Mike Tyson for biting Holyfield's ear. Now, let's take a look again.
Yes, it's just here. He gets into the position there. Watch. You see, he stays there. There, he bites him there. You see him lift his teeth. And Holyfield in agony at that point, trying to rip free. In an awful lot of pain.
Well, this is getting like a street fight. It'll take more than that to stop Holyfield going on, but we have all kinds of chaos. Mark Ratner is there, the Nevada commissioner on the far side. We've got the doctor in the ring as well. This is only round 3. What next? Now, could Tyson even be disqualified?
I'm sure that possibility is very, very real.
Should he be disqualified?
Well, it was blatant. I mean, it was a terrible thing to do. And there was an awful lot of blood there. It looked a really bad injury.
Well, after all the build-up this fight has had and all the money it's generating around the world, it would take a brave referee to end it by disqualification at this point. But we've had a long break here and a lot of discussion going on. But I think the fight is going to continue.
Well, this is where Holyfield will need that pain management that his wife is a doctor in, because he must be in pain from that.
Well, this is a real grudge match now. And Tyson again looks as if he was about to have another fight. Holyfield is furious. Tyson clearly feels he needs to do something to rock Holyfield's composure. But he's really going a long way beyond the Queensberry rules in doing it. Holyfield's talking to him now. Well, that was an extraordinary round. It was an outrageous foul by Tyson, really.
It was terrible. It showed the real brute, the beast that he is. And I think, you know, this is a sport and you shouldn't ever have to revert to that, especially in this level of boxing. It really showed for what he is. I mean, that was terrible to do that to a sportsman like Holyfield. And there he is. He really sunk his teeth in there.
Well, the crowd are booing because they've just seen the slow motion on the big screen. Now what's going on in the ring? There seems to be some kind of altercation going on.
It looks like he could have been disqualified. The fight could be over. Certainly the Holyfield camp had their arms in the air at one point there, and everybody jumped into the ring.
We have confusion here at the moment about what exactly has happened. Holyfield's camp threw their arms off. Now we've got a fight going on in the ring between various camps. Tyson wants to join in with it. Oh, and this is getting totally out of control now.
Tyson is the one who started it, and he's the one who's furious. He's the one that's causing all the problems. He's trying to get at Holyfield here.
And I wonder whether this fight will be able to go on after all of this. I don't think it can. I think that Tyson may well have been disqualified. These are sad and ugly scenes. We have had no official announcement, but certainly Holyfield and his camp believe that they have won the fight. We await clarification. Tyson certainly wanted to continue the argument and looked to be engaging some of the Holyfield camp followers in a separate fight.
Yes, he was the one. He was trying to get at Holyfield at that point, and I think there was people trying to stop him, and it all broke loose. But he was the one that was out of control. Look at the injury, Ian. That's a terrible injury to the ear.
Well, it looks like a bit of the ear has been absolutely bitten off, doesn't it?
It does. It looks like he's took a chunk out there.
And there, he took a second bite, as I thought. He bared his teeth again, and I think for that second bite, Mills Lane has been left with no alternative but to disqualify Mike Tyson. Although we await an official announcement.
But if you look at the injury to Tyson, he's got a terrible cut on his right eye, which, you know, I don't think he'd have went on too long after that. I think that maybe have been the panic setting in to Tyson, knowing he's on the verge of defeat.
Well, now there are microphones going on in the ring. Well, the fans who've paid up to $1,500 and some of them more on the black market to see this have seen a very sorry spectacle. It is over. Holyfield is leaving the ring. Well, the first fight was a classic. The second fight we were so excited about, but it has ended in the most controversial, sad and sorry circumstances. Nobody's been disqualified in a heavyweight title fight for more than 50 years. Joe Louis against Buddy Bear, we think. We're checking the records. That's terrible, isn't it, Glenn?
It really is. That was against a great fighter like Holyfield. He will not want to win the fight like that. He will want to beat Tyson fair and square, and I think really all Tyson did was not allow that to happen. It was terrible. It showed a brute, an animal in Tyson. You know, he couldn't win fairly, so he had to try and do that.
He not only bit Holyfield once, he did it a second time. Mills Lane drafted in as the last minute.
Second foul. I told him, do not do that again. If you do, you're gone.
So he could have continued. The physical condition of Evander Holyfield was such a view that he could have continued had he not disqualified Tyson.
Well, I didn't ask the doctor. I never reached that point. I wasn't going to ask the doctor. That wasn't the question. That kind of foul would be. You got to take a position sometime, somewhere. That was it.
Pandemonium breaking out here as Mike Tyson is leaving the ring, and we'll continue with Mills Lang. As you see, people getting knocked over. Our camera goes down. Mills, let me continue here. Mike Tyson's people and Tyson are going to say, I'm sure you didn't call a foul on the headbutt, which caused the eye, and this could have been a retaliation by Tyson.
I called it a butt.
But you didn't take a point.
An unintentional butt, you don't take a point. An unintentional butt, unless it occurs the second time. An unintentional butt, if he fight stop, you go to the scorecards after 4 rounds. There's a difference between an unintentional butt and a bite.
Do you feel as though that's what Tyson was doing, however, that he was retaliating?
I do not know. You'll have to ask him. I don't speculate. I do not know the answer to that.
Obviously, disappointment, Mills. Got to be disappointing for you to have it come to a conclusion like this as well.
You know, you play the hand you dealt and do the best you can with the cards. That's all I can tell you.
All right, Mills Lane, thank you for your time.
Well, how ironic that Mills Lane, the referee brought in after the Tyson camp, protested about the original choice, Mitch Halpin, is the referee who has disqualified Mike Tyson. This is, well, it's another sensational ending in its own way, but a sensation we did not want.
No, really, you can't describe it. I mean, the people who have paid an awful lot of money, it's a massive, massive event, and Mike Tyson has spoilt it all, you know, and showed himself to be a terrible character in there, a character that doesn't belong in this profession, you know, a real beast who shouldn't be allowed to box. It was a terrible thing he did.
Yes, he looked, didn't he, like a spoilt bully who couldn't have his own way in there. Holyfield had dominated him largely, and he'd taken a few punches that Tyson had thrown at the start of the third round. They hadn't made a dent either, so in he went with the teeth.
That twice. You summed it up there. You summed up the reactions of a bully who just doesn't get his own way and has to do something like that.
Holyfield, let me tell you, and we still await an official announcement, by the way, has retained the WBA Heavyweight Championship on a disqualification. In an amazing third round. There have been 1 or 2 scuffles breaking out, not very many, I'm pleased to tell you, and they're now under control among the big crowd here.